Namaste, yoga friends. Welcome to this week's Kids Yoga Meets Astrology. My name is Doreen Foxwell, and I am here today with what appears to be purple, but it's actually a pink full moon, which is coming in another 2 days, or tomorrow night, on the Northeast time. And if you can, get your crystals out for this full moon. It's a good one. This full moon is a Libra full moon. And that means this full moon is all about balance, communication, everyone getting along. Libra's the most balanced of all the zodiac signs. It's all about we versus me. So this full moon is a really good time for what we call charging your crystals and getting them in the moonlight, whether they sit on a windowsill like you see behind me, or if you put them outside in the moonlight. Either way, as long as they're getting that beautiful bath from the moon. Now, yesterday we had a planet called Mercury that went into the zodiac sign of Taurus. Now, Taurus is a very slower moving zodiac sign. They are not a high energy zodiac sign, let's say. They are very much, we'll call an earth sign and connected to the earth. And Taurus qualities mixed with Mercury, which Mercury is the fastest moving planet. So imagine if you are running and all of a sudden, whoosh, you're snapped back and you have to almost crawl. Imagine that kind of frustration you might be feeling. That's kind of the heaviness of that Taurus energy that Mercury just went into. Now for your children and their communications, they might have a really hard time getting their point across to you, to their teachers, to their friends. This is an ideal week for miscommunications. So it's not the best time to communicate primarily by email or text. It is the best time to communicate in person if you can, or virtually this way, so that you are not misunderstood and your children are not misunderstood. And so if your child is saying something that just sounds out of line, take a moment, take a pause, take a step back, and just ask them to reword that, or maybe they can write it down. Great time for journaling as well. A great time for the old paper and pen and writing notes instead of maybe the verbal communications, because sometimes things do get lost in translation. Even for me, being a transplant from New York into North Carolina, there is a cultural language barrier. 5 states down, I think it's 5 states. And so sometimes I had to laugh even. Today I was in a new childcare center we're going to teach in, and I was laughing because the woman helping me, she was also from New York. Thank goodness, because New Yorkers can talk to New Yorkers and we understand each other's language. But Southerners and New Yorkers, we have a very hard time sometimes with that language barrier. So it's the same for your children. You know, your children, they have one language, kind of like when they're babies and they're babbling. Even as they start to grow, they still have their own language and things. And we have our language as parents. And, you know, we were brought up in such a different time that sometimes some of the phrases that we say to our kids, they don't get it. They don't understand. So this is the week to really be clear with your communication. Again, it's about we, it's not about me. And so there are a lot of other things this week in astrology happening, like the Chiron or the North Node. It talks about what you're meant to do, why you're here, what you have to do to push your life forward to get you there. Now, when we're thinking about our kids and their kids, you know, it's very heavy to think about that. Why is my child here? What is their purpose? What is their path? Wouldn't it be nice even as adults if we knew what our path was? Now, I'm very fortunate. I know what my path is. It's been working with children now for over 25 years, even longer, you know, and I realized that a long time ago. I was very fortunate to have epiphanies or visions that kind of gave me that information, that some people call it downloads, but not everybody is like that. And so when it comes to your children, it's a good time this week to ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Ask them, what do you want to, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now or 20 years from now? Where do you want to live? I had a child that always wanted to move, and we never moved. But in his adult lifetime, he's moved more times than I can count. I have never moved this many times. And so it's like his spirit knew he was meant to go different places in this lifetime. And so with your children, you want to look at those qualities and just bring those qualities out and with your children and discuss them. And so what's a great yoga pose, breath, or meditation to do? I am actually going to do one we do for the children when we're doing back to school themes. And it's called the alphabet breath. And I'm not going to do the whole alphabet with you, but I am going to start it for the younger children, and then I'm going to switch it over for how we do it for the older children, because we do vowel breathing. So for the younger children, we simply inhale, exhale to A, inhale, exhale to B, inhale, exhale to C, and you keep doing that throughout the whole thing. Really little kids, it's breathe in, breathe out to D, breathe in, breathe out to E, and that's going to switch me over to vowel breathing. Now, vowel breathing we do with the older students because they know what vowels are. So for the older children, we simply inhale, exhale, A, inhale, exhale, E, inhale, exhale, I, inhale, exhale, O, inhale, exhale, U. And that, my friends, is your alphabet breath and your vowel breathing, all to help with communication this week. My sense and my feeling of the astrology events happening this week is it is very focused on communication. So may your communications be clear. May your communications be healthy. Namaste. Have a great yoga day.